What up guys, Ali here, and welcome to the channel. Now before I get started, make sure to add me on IG at Ali Talks Music, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. The 90s was a time when R&B dominated the music world. Singers like Brandy, who transformed from the average girl next door to become America's sweetheart, Monica, the artist from the street who could hold her own in any singing competition just as well as in a cussing contest, and Aaliyah, who remained the girl next door while still making waves in the music industry. Now with all these big names around, it was definitely hard for new artists to make it back then. However, Kimberly Ledbetter, popularly known as Mona Lisa, did just this. The teenage R&B music sensation not only made a name for herself in the industry, she also won the hearts of many teenage boys and girls with her powerful voice. Kimberly Ledbetter was born on the 20th of November 1979. The little girl who would grow up to be called Mona Lisa inherited exotic, stunning looks from her mixed heritage. Her father was Caucasian, while her mother was of mixed descent, a mixture of Native American and African American genes. While Mona Lisa ended up being known for her powerful, sensational vocals, her looks were definitely not lacking either. She began her journey into the world of music at the tender age of 7, singing in her church choir. Mona Lisa later joined the Drama Dance Theater of Harlem, New York after her family relocated when she was 10. While there, her musical genius became more pronounced, and she soon began to perform at sold-out events. With talent like hers, it's not surprising that she spent most of her early years winning musical competitions. Mona Lisa went on to perform at the world-famous Apollo Theater in Harlem, New York, where she won the hearts of the infamous audience, receiving a standing ovation and even had money thrown onto the stage and at her. This had not happened for years before her performance. Now, Mona Lisa's first step into the music industry came when she was 13 years old. Her singing caught the attention of world-famous producer, singer, and songwriter Michael Walden. Walden had previously guided the careers of musical giants like Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin, and Mariah Carey. The interesting thing is, he did all of this while making hits for himself. It was obvious that a meeting with a musical prodigy like Mona Lisa would definitely yield another fruitful outcome. And as expected, things worked right away, and Mona Lisa soon found herself on tour. Now, around the time when Mona Lisa was 15 years old, Mona Lisa got a chance to sing for Island Black Music CEO Hiram Hicks, and floored him with her performance. She ended up getting signed almost immediately, and was with the label from about 1995 to about 1998. After being there for a couple of years, Mona Lisa later moved on to sign with Def Soul, a part of the Def Jam Records family from 1998 to 1999. Now, by the time Mona Lisa was 16 years old, she had already written most of her album, and around this time she released a single called Can't Be Wasting My Time on the Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood soundtrack. Mona Lisa also made an appearance on Time to Shine alongside Lil' Kim. Her debut single was a success, and the success of this single gave way for her to create her debut album 11-2079, was released following the success of her debut single 11-2079, did moderately well, and peaked at number 38 on the R&B charts. Mona Lisa's debut single was soon followed up by another single, and this one was called You Said. Now, while the song had a lot of good production and the vocals were on point, it didn't make too much of a splash on the charts. Following the release of her first single, she released another one called Just Wanna Please You, which ended up being remixed by Stevie J. However, sadly, it also didn't match up to the success of Can't Be Wasting My Time. Now, upon first listen, Can't Be Wasting My Time feels like a classic. The beat feels very familiar. Maybe because it also appeared on KRS-One's MCs Act Like They Don't Know.
Don't know me by now, I doubt you'll ever know me. I never won a Grammy, I won't win a Tony.
Now, I've said this before, but Mona Lisa makes music that makes people want to say, why don't they make music like this anymore? Because as far as the beats go, I found it difficult to find a cringeworthy beat, and all the harmonies and vocals were on point. On tracks like Just Wanna Please You, Mona Lisa talks about love and loss, and moving on from the past. It's relatable, and easily one of the best tracks on the album. The track called Crazy deals with similar issues.
You might think I'm crazy, 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 crazy.
So in essence, the album's core or nucleus centers around themes of love, loss, pain, and happiness. Now, like I said earlier, there was a lot of competition during Mona Lisa's rise. There was Aaliyah, there was Brandy, Monica, and Maya. All of these singers back then were all contenders for the throne. Being a good singer wasn't enough. You had to have the total package, and that's something that Mona Lisa might have been lacking. Now, apart from doing her thing in the booth, Mona Lisa also had other interests. For instance, she made an appearance on TV shows as a guest star, and notable mention was her guest appearance on Kenan and Kel. Now, apart from making TV appearances, Mona Lisa also pursued a career in the modeling world and appeared on the pages of several magazines all over the world. Now let's talk about the beginning of the end for Mona Lisa. It all started when Island Black music ended up being absorbed by Def Soul / Island Def Jam. When this happened, Mona Lisa stayed on the record label's roster alongside Kelly Price, Drew Hill, Montel Jordan, Case, and several others. When her record label got absorbed, it's almost like Mona Lisa got a fresh start, but not in the way that she expected it. Her first single with the new label was supposed to be Peach. The single was planned to be a part of her second album, Getting It On. When the song got released, it only achieved a couple of radio spins before suddenly vanishing off the airwaves. As a result, the second album was never released, but its title track found its way onto the Wu soundtrack and sounded a bit better than its predecessor, Peach. Now this is where things go left for Mona Lisa. And like most artists that are fading out, Mona Lisa didn't desperately cling on to her fast, dwindling fame. Instead, the singer opted to leave the music industry for a while and continued with her education at the age of 20. She finished with a 4.0 GPA, after which she explored careers in both songwriting and modeling. After her graceful exit from the music limelight, Mona Lisa instead opted to work behind the scenes. She has been busy with songwriting, musical productions, and traveling between New York and Los Angeles while working on several projects. Her name has since then popped up in Girls by Cameron in 2004, and Get At Me by Sonya Blade in 2007. In 2009, she signed up for work with Entourage Entertainment, an independent record label. Here, she worked on the album Reckless, but it was never released. In the same year, she ended up signing a partnership deal with Straight Paper / Triple Beam Entertainment. Around 2011, she collaborated with DL, a colleague under the same label, to work on the single First Class.
But don't let the suit fool your money. So powerful and privileged. Living life, no boundaries. The possibilities are endless.
This was the lead single for the soundtrack King of Paper Chasing. She also had a song Once Upon a Time, which was written by Dennis Cooper, which featured in the movie The Heart Specialist. Now around 2015, Mona Lisa tried her hand at dancehall, appearing on a song called Sexual off the Written Raw Rhythm compilation. Now, some people say that Mona Lisa is still doing dancehall, but her songs are nowhere to be found on the internet. For the most part, Mona Lisa has remained mostly silent, keeping to herself and staying out of the limelight. It is unknown if there's a comeback waiting to happen, but at the very least, the summer of '96 will be forever in our hearts. Now, Mona Lisa's discography does not match the talent of the singer, but this is understandable seeing as she made a relatively quick exit from the limelight. In her time in the music industry, she managed to release one album, 8 singles, and had several appearances on other songs. Lately, it appears like Mona Lisa isn't actively recording and releasing music. As far as her social media goes, she isn't constantly in the public eye. She's an elusive being. However, there is a little bit of hope. She has a Facebook page that she still posts on. It has about 1,000 followers and about the same number of likes. Mona Lisa doesn't post very frequently. In fact, the last post she dropped came out in November of 2020. Mona Lisa also has another Facebook page called The Official Mona Lisa. The page hasn't been updated since 2015. In essence, Mona Lisa's career was short-lived. After her album did not blow, she pursued her education and spent time writing behind the scenes, popping up every now and then to jump on someone's song. However, today, Mona Lisa is more of a behind-the-scenes artist, and seeing as she doesn't have much of a social media presence, it appears like she prefers it that way. All sources point to the fact that Mona Lisa still writes behind the scenes, but nobody really knows what she's writing. Her Spotify page gets about 20k monthly listeners, and her most popular songs on the platform are Surprise Surprise, Can't Be Wasting My Time, just want to please you, and you said. In my opinion, Mona Lisa had the talent. Without question, she could sing, dance, she had the look that women admired and men desired. She was very underrated. But why is that? It looks like her label did not promote her as well as they could have. She should have been doing more guest appearances, building a solid reputation in the eyes of the public before dropping her debut album. But alas, the label dropped the ball. Now there are rumors that Mona Lisa's mother decided to remove her from the music industry. Allegedly, during one of her shows, a bottle was thrown at her, causing her mother to feel protective over her child. Also, Mona Lisa's mother also allegedly didn't like the way men in the music industry were affecting Mona's career. That's it for me, man. It's your boy Ali. What happened to Mona Lisa in your opinion? Let me know down below. If you have any video requests, be sure to let me know as well. Send me a message on Instagram at Ali Talks Music. New What Happened to video dropping next week. Till next time, peace.